So mission pools. So another way that you can get Illuvium exposure along with exposure to many other games like JP, you can help me out here. What are some of the big ones you have?
Got big
Mavia,
time
Star
Heroes of
Atlas.
Mavia, yeah, Star Atlas, big time Mars 4, and we're actively adding more to that list as well. I actually,
You should have an option to share. That's
yeah,
fine.
just
I
just
just I
just
just didn't know
quickly,
if you did.
yeah, so essentially mission pools are a derivative of in-game activity, and how this applies to like Illuvium. I think we had an Illuvium one, yeah, down here. So how it kind of applies, and this was a test one. Obviously, the economy is not live yet, so this was like a promotional one that we ran. But essentially, what you do as an ARC token holder is you take your ARC tokens, you come and deposit into the activity that you want exposure to. On the back end, actually, what's happening is kind of similar to the problem Jimbo brought up here, that we essentially take assets from all of these different games, we pair them with a gamer that may not have the capital needed or the interest in owning the asset, they just want to play the game. We pair the asset or the NFT with that gamer, and they run what's known as a mission for a mission pool, and the rewards are split between the player and the arcade token holders. So token holders come in, they deposit some tokens to express their interest in an activity. They get a proportional share of the rewards. And essentially, we just rinse and repeat across a growing number of GameFi titles. So the idea is to really make it easier for people to get exposure to the GameFi industry as a whole, all from one platform. Whether that Illuvium, maybe you're like Jimbo and you're not big on playing a base builder, you could just deposit ARC tokens into a tier 4 harvesting mission for Illuvium, get direct exposure to the in-game rewards from that activity without having to play the land or own the land, and then go and play whatever genre or title you want to play. If you're not interested in Star Atlas, but you think that the economy is going to do well, you can still get exposure to it through our platform without having to buy a ship or play the game. So that's the general idea, Nick. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little bit about what we built.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the platform. I think I'm in my third mission pool right now. And really, my favorite part about it is just it's hands off. It's not something I need to log into every day. I logged in. I think the last one I'm in right now was a 30-day mission pool. So I'm hoping I get something good out of it. But I know I can. I just have my token sitting in there. I think it was a Star Atlas one.
Mm,
I'm also choosing not to do Illuvium based ones or Mavia based ones because those are two games that I'm actually involved in already. So I already have the exposure there. So I want to
mm,
make sure I'm getting into the mission pools for Star Atlas and some of those other names that are projects that I believe will do well. I just don't have the time or the interest to really sink my time or money into it. So that's what I'm
exactly.
using the arcade platform for, is to get exposure to those other things that I don't have time for.
Yeah, you
Jimbo?
got it, man.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is going to be really good for those of you who, again, you see a game, you don't have the time to play it. That sounds like just okay, but you have to think like to get what you need out of an NFT game, you have to be min-maxing everything. Like I have to know exactly where to go to get the resources in this amount of time so I can make this amount of money. Oh, but if I go over here, maybe there'll be less people battling for the resources. Just like random things like that you learn over hundreds of hours of gameplay. Now you can push that off onto somebody else and you just get the rewards.
There's also a lot of gamers that are interested in a game or a genre, but it's too much risk to buy a $500 NFT when they're like, okay, this NFT could go to zero. I could
Mm-hmm.
lose all of my money. Like, it's not like buying a $60 game on Steam, right? It's like, it's an investment for people when they're buying assets at that degree.
Yeah.
And arcade takes a lot of that risk out of the equation for gamers because they don't have to buy the asset. They just operate the
Mm-hmm.
asset that we buy. We have a research team that handles like the risk and the analysis of like what positions and what games to get into. So it really takes a lot of stress away from the gaming experience for someone that just wants to like chill after work, go play some games with friends or whatever. Like you don't want to have to like create an investment to play a game you like, right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, all good points, I think.
Yeah, because even Star Atlas, I don't know too much about them. I don't, and I guess for some people it's the money, for other people it's the time. For me, it's just I don't have the time to get involved in any other game. So I'd rather take a
Hmm.
low risk approach with these mission pools, get into some Star Atlas, and see what I can do with it.
And why would you want to play a shitty game like Star Atlas anyways? Just push that off onto somebody else and play a real game like Illuvium.
I was hoping we could get through the whole episode without shade at Star Atlas, but
No, I'm just kidding. I
know.
I genuinely hope Star Atlas does good. I just like memeing on them.
I know. I get it.
You know I'm gonna clip that tiny little part and put it on Twitter.
I don't care. Whatever.
I'll tag the Wagner guy and Kieran and see if we can get another debate.
Oh gosh, please don't. I don't even.
And Kaggy too. I'll tag him as well.
Oh man,
God, please no. I don't know.
When we start seeing something like that, I'll know that the market's back.
That's a top cycle.
That's top cycle indicator.
Top signal. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Any new projects you guys have been looking at for mission pools? Anything that we haven't heard of before? Up and coming games?
Yeah, so we have a few that we're working on currently that I think I can leak. I'm thinking about who's going to be mad at me for talking about it. Nah, it's fine. We're looking at expanding to Parallel currently. We have a lot of respect for the Parallel guys. We think they're building a really cool IP. So I'm working on getting a operator sorted and getting him set up with a deck so that he can go and win some prime for a mission pool. So that'll be a fun one because TCGs are like a very polarizing genre. You either love it or you hate it usually. And there's a lot of people that think Parallel is going to do well. Maybe TCGs are just not for them. They want a mission pool where they can get exposure to that economy without having to play a genre that they don't like, right? And that kind of goes back to our roots on some of the problems we're trying to solve for. And the other one we're currently working on putting together is Pixels. If you guys are familiar, it's it's Ronin Chain. It's like an MMORPG. It actually gives me it really has given me like flashbacks to when I used to sink tons of hours into RuneScape. It's not like a battler in the same way, but just it feels like a very similar experience. It's been kind of cool to explore that a little bit. So those are two that I can give you, but really I think the sweet sauce of the arcade platform, as it were, is that we're going to just actively be adding more games to the library, and ARC token holders will hopefully always have new opportunities and cool things to get exposure to.
Definitely. All right, so if you're watching this and you don't have an account over at Arcade, go and do that right now. Get yourself some ARC tokens. Not financial advice, but I really do think it's a great platform, and I can't wait to see how it progresses through this hopefully bull market that we're entering again.
It's going to be a lot of fun.